Greetings gamers and welcome back to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and today I have a very special episode for you guys. Today we are celebrating once again here on the channel. Today we are celebrating a very important gaming anniversary. That is right, Nights into Dreams is turning 25 years old today. I really just wanted to make this video to celebrate Nights into Dreams, and it is not like I'm the biggest fan of the franchise, but I do have a lot of attachment to this specific game right here. And a while ago, more than 4 years ago actually, when I started the channel back in 2017, that's when I got this copy of the game that you guys are seeing right here. And I've told my story, a little bit of my story with Nights into Dreams. And you know, that video, guys, for me it's a little bit cringe to watch these days, but I will leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out. And I don't want to tell that same story again, but I just want to revisit my memories with this game. So let's start from the beginning. So this was way back in '95 when I turned 7 years old. And for my birthday, I wanted a gaming machine, a gaming console. And I begged my parents for a Sega Saturn because it was the brand new system on the market. Previously, I already had a lot of contact with the Mega Drive. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Mega Drive. I used to play it a lot back you know, at my friends' houses. And you know, friends that had the system, when they went on the vacation, they used to lend me their Mega Drives because, you know, I'm from Portugal, right? And it's not that Super Nintendo was not a thing here, but, you know, Mega Drive was king, no questions about it. So moving on to the new generation, and this was going to be my very first gaming system, I wanted the Saturn. And my parents gave me the Saturn, but my Saturn came with a problem, and this will be a story for another video. So I had, you know, a broken Saturn for a while. Eventually we traded for the PS1. Now moving forward 1 year later in '96, and this was when, you know, the PlayStation was gaining some ground, at least here in Europe or in Portugal. And I was very excited. I mean, we were going to get games like, you know, Ridge Racer, Crash Bandicoot, Tomb Raider, and I used to read a lot of gaming magazines. I still have a bunch of them. And of course that I was more interested on the PS1 news, right? Because that was my system. But I always went through the other sections dedicated to other consoles and PCs and whatnot. There was this gaming magazine. I know that I still own it, but I just couldn't find it. I couldn't find the page, you know, due to the lack of time, guys. But there was this magazine. I don't know if it was Megascore or Playtime, but there was this picture of this brand new game for the Saturn, and this was going to be an exclusive game. I really don't remember if it was the announcement of the game. I don't know if it was like, you know, an early review, but this was the picture, and was a full-size page, right? This image right here of Nights. This was it. This was the image right here. First of all, I was very upset because I knew that I wasn't getting this game for the PS1. And no way, just no way that my parents were going to give me another system. But this picture made a huge impact on me. And I was 8 years old more or less at the time. And you know, from this single image, I kind of built a story around it. And growing up, I mean, I was a geeky kid, but I wasn't that kid that had no friends and that suffer from bullying, nothing like that. I did have friends, not a lot of them, but I did have great friends. But you know, since I was an only child, maybe thanks to that, I always lived in my own worlds, you know, in my mind. I mean, I was a very creative kid. I always liked, you know, fantasy. I always liked, you know, writing. And you know, this image really took me to another world. And back in the day, I mean, going into Nightopia with Elliot and Clarice was really an escape for me. But it was all hidden in my imaginary because I was not playing the game, because I didn't have the game. I don't know if you guys remember, you know, fellow friends from Portugal, especially from Lisbon. An old store in Amoreiras, the shopping mall, a store called Strauss. Yeah, that was the store where we usually get video games, at least me. You know, my father was a big client of that store because my father was always into you know, stereos and music. So I used to bought a lot of that stuff there, CDs, vinyl, etc. And my PS1 was actually picked there. And I remember at the back of the store, on the right side, if I'm not mistaken, they had this kiosk, right? This kiosk of Sega Saturn with Nights into Dreams. I don't know how often we used to go into that shopping mall, but it was the shopping mall that we used to go. Again, fellow friends from Lisbon, this was way back before the shopping mall Colombo. So yeah, Amoreiras, this was the shopping mall to go. It was the biggest shopping mall in the country at the time. So we used to go there quite often, I believe. And when my parents went there, right, I was always with them. And I just used to go straight into the store, Strauss. It didn't matter if my parents were going to be just, you know, half an hour on the mall or the whole afternoon. I used to stick on the store, hanging on to the controller, playing Nights into Dreams, which was a pain because there was a line, other people, other kids wanted to play the game. I remember that the owners used to say, well, just take a rest now, other kids want to play too. So yeah, for a very long time, that's how I used to play Nights into Dreams. And again, my friends, most of them didn't have the Sega Saturn. And I don't remember a single one of them owning Nights into Dreams, because either they still were going with the Mega Drive or they moved on to the PS1. And the few that had the Sega Saturn, none of them had Nights into Dreams. Along the years, when I started to get into retro, I did pick a Sega Saturn, but it was kind of late. It was not that long ago. I believe it was, what, 7 years ago? So the prices were already... And the emulation for the Saturn was not still there. I mean, still to this day, emulating the Sega Saturn is kind of hard. So that's why I made this video 4 years ago. And it was, in fact, my very first Video Game Memories episode. That's when I picked this beautiful copy with this awesome 3D controller. Now, this controller was not specifically made for Nights into Dreams, even though I think that the game benefits a lot in the gameplay experience if you play the game with this controller right here. Because Nights is fast, the controllers are very tight, you have those, you know, crazy moves that you can do with Nights, and I really think that this controller is the way to go if you want to play this game. So this was the story, guys. I know that it was a quick video, but I just wanted to celebrate this game, because even though it was not a game that was part of my childhood, you know, like games, for example, like Tomb Raider or Crash Bandicoot or Final Fantasy, but it still has, and it always will, have a special place in my heart. So happy birthday, Nights into Dreams. I will treasure this copy right here, and this is another reason why I like to collect physical media, right? It is not just, you know, for playing the game or just to, you know, put it on the shelf. This is a physical representation of my story, with my personal attachment, my emotional attachment with this game. So I will treasure this copy right here, and once again, happy birthday, Nights into Dreams. And please let me know about you guys. Let me know down below, do you have a memory, a specific memory with this amazing Sega game? And thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have the extra time, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.